Change is inevitable, but it is up to us on whether it is for the better or worse. As a high school student, I myself have experienced both sides in and out of school. Growing up, we are taught right from wrong, appropriate from inappropriate, but I have come to realize that these lessons are not always taught the way they should be. Though we are all called students under the same rules and regulations, there tends to be a separation between some of them for boys and girls. Not only have I taken notice of this by observing my surroundings, but experiencing the changes myself as a girl, and as well as the differences. One of the most predominantly sexist, misogynistic bent rules at my school across the nation are the dress codes. Growing teenage girls experimenting self-expression has become a sexualized and degraded thing among various adults and even by a few peers. It is a heavily unhealthy way for girls to grow and have their self-expression being suppressed. Fortunately, where I used to grow up, my school did not have a dress code. Yet I also attended school that enforced a very strict one. Given that, I've experienced the effects from both sides of the dress code spectrum. With no dress code, I was more in touch with my identity, being able to express myself through my outfits, and as well were my peers. But in the more suffocating environment, it was difficult to grow when everyone was telling me how to. When the weather was over 100 degrees, I was coded for wearing shorts that were too distracting for learning because they were above my knees. I had to wear sweatpants from the Lost and Found for the rest of the day in the heat. Yet when boys wear basketball shorts above their knees, nobody pays any mind to it. A separate time, I was coded for wearing a shirt that was too revealing when other girls were wearing the same thing. But I only got in trouble because it looked different on my chest than it did theirs. Constantly being told how to feel in our own bodies makes us uncomfortable to be in them. My confidence faltered, and I questioned whether it was truly my fault for begging for attention when the teachers told me so. To be confident in ourselves is a vital aspect of molding into our futures. But we are forced into molds that don't fit. Sexism and misogyny are prominent issues that appear in too many schools for it to be ignored. Girls are always told the appropriate way to dress for their own good, but it seems like it's really for the boys' benefit instead of ours. In St. Louis, Oakville High School's principal was captured on video apologizing to parents after telling female students they should not show off their bodies for fear of distracting male classmates. A student at Woodford County says, "My principal constantly says that the main reason for it is to create a distraction-free learning zone for our male counterparts. These are only 2 out of thousands across the country, but they always share the same complaints of the unfairness of the dress code system. Boys are given the rules no hate speech or symbols allowed on their clothing, which is completely reasonable. But for girls, there's always a full page of no skirts or shorts above the knees, no shoulders allowed to be shown, no V-line tops, or any stomach showing. Some schools even prohibit them from wearing certain hairstyles, jewelry, and shoes. And that is not reasonable. If the boys, and especially the adult staff, say our bodies is a distraction, the problem is not the girls. They are the problem. If boys are grown up being taught that girls are asking for it by wearing revealing clothes, it'll only contribute to the already increasing rape culture that consumes girls of all ages. Having our choices taken away from us is a constant. Having our bodies controlled is a constant. Change is inevitable, but we need to make it for the better. Taking the steps to make female students more comfortable and less sexualized in their everyday environment is a step better to that change. Enforcing less strict rules and recognizing faults is a step, as is holding accountable the administrators who make girls' learning environment an unsafe place. But that cannot occur if it is ignored, so this issue needs more voices and more support, or girls will continue to be silenced.